Yeah, I got that invisible grind. See, you can't see it working, but it's going on all of the time.
And I'm so happy to see you. Hey, just FYI, our firm is Alexandria Tax Solutions. We are in Memphis, Tennessee. We specialize in tax prep, tax debt relief. If you owe the IRS, I am an enrolled agent. I can handle all tax matters. I can represent you in front of the IRS. Not everybody can do that. That is preparing taxes. That just means that if you get in trouble, you have an advocate.
Revenue incline. I want that invisible grind.
Hello, everyone. We're going to have a lightning round of tax info today. All right. So just come on in. Be sure to share like crazy. Your friends are gonna thank you later for sharing this session. We're gonna get started. This will be great. It's a lot of information. I got a credit that I'm sharing tonight that will knock your socks off. So if you are self-employed, go ahead and share. Tell your friends to log on. They're not gonna wanna miss this, okay? So thank you for joining in with us tonight. As you join in, I've already asked you to share like 60 times. As we begin, go ahead and tell me where you are joining us from. We know that we are based out of Memphis, Tennessee, but we certainly have clients in other cities and states. So if you would just go ahead and share in the chat so we can see where we joining from. Okay? So as we're getting started with that, I am Laquita Gray. I am the founder and CEO of Alexandria Lewis Tax Solution, and I want to share a disclaimer tonight. The information that will be shared tonight is for informational purposes only. In no way is it to be considered personal tax advice because everyone's tax situation is different, okay? Please consult with your tax professional to see what applies to your tax situation, okay? So now I have all the legalities out the way. If you missed the legalities, I done said it on the front end so that we can know that this is for informational purposes.
Message.
Okay. So y'all are coming in. I'm happy to see you. So now I am going to begin. We're gonna start with why I decided to do this live. Okay. There is a lot of information out here, and we just want to make sure that we take some time to share the facts, okay? Look, everybody is a Facebook expert nowadays, okay? And we don't claim to be experts. I don't claim to be an expert because simply put, tax law and the tax case law associated with it is over 70,000 pages. And when you can add in the provisions that were added because of COVID, and it's enough to make your head spin. So tonight, I am going to share some updates that's going to show you where what? I can't hear you. Where the money resides. Yes, that's what we're doing tonight. I'm gonna share with you some updates on where the money resides. So please be sure, take notes. Get your phone out. Take notes from your phone. And let me just share this. It's so much going on. I just said tax law is over 70,000 pages, okay? This is not the year to DIY. This is not the year. Hear me and hear me loud. This is not the year to DIY your taxes because it's just a lot going on, and COVID added some more stuff to the mix, and some folks talking about they ain't gonna do taxes no more because it is a lot, okay? So I know, we love our software, and it's cheap and everything. this ain't the year for that. Okay, go hire you a tax professional. Okay, so here we go. Starting off, charitable contributions. Okay, a couple of years ago, had a new tax law, made it very difficult for us to itemize deductions. Okay, we used to be able to write off the ties to church, the house, and all that, and we can still do that. But who actually has $12,000 some odd dollars, or you married, found joint, $24,800 worth of deductions? Well, the CARES Act, in there is a provision, and it's going to allow us this year to write off $300 in cash donations to our favorite charity, whether that was church, St. Jude, whoever you wrote a check to, up to $300. This is a front page deduction. So what that means is that it's going to reduce, yes, our taxable income. Okay, so $300, we get to subtract. Front page, we don't have to itemize. Next, medical expenses. If you have an HSA, HRA, FSA, MSA, all those different letters, okay, flexible savings account, health savings account, you can now purchase over-the-counter medicine without a prescription with these benefits. Okay, ladies, do I got your attention? We can now purchase our menstrual supplies with these benefits. Purchase our sanitary napkins, tampons, menstrual cups, and things of that nature with these benefits. Okay, that is a welcome addition. In case your person in HR did not let you know, you can now do that.
I just know.
All right, unemployment benefits. Okay, just so you know, a number of you receive unemployment, and we even got that little extra bump from the federal government. And so the prize is, guess what? It is taxable income. So you should have a 1099-G from your state to file taxes. In Tennessee, you should be able to pull the form from the online portal where you did your weekly certifications, okay? Hopefully you had taxes taken out of your unemployment benefits. If you did not, we may have a little unwelcome surprise when we file our taxes, okay? Unemployment benefit is a taxable benefit, okay? We're rolling right on along, okay? We're getting more people to come in. So, required minimum distribution. Now, our people, our seniors, they know what this is. This requires them to make required minimum distributions from their retirement accounts. All right, and so thanks to the CARES Act, no minimum distribution was required for the calendar year of 2020 from an IRA or from an employer-provided qualified retirement plan that it is defined as a defined contribution plan. So this only applies to 2020. Okay, 2021, we got to do the RMD. Now, I'm glad I saved this for a little later on because we got more people. This real important right here. These economic impact payments, affectionately known as stimulus. Yeah, it's on everybody's lips. And this is what we need to know about the stimulus, okay? You should have gotten it if you met the income requirements according to your 2019 tax return, okay? So in 2019, they looked at your adjusted gross income. They said if you made $150,000 married, filing joint, if it was $112,500, for head of household and $75,000 for everyone else. So, if your income was more than this in 2019, okay, more than this in 2019, but in 2020 it fell below what these thresholds were, you can claim the credit through the recovery rebate credit. All right, so in 2019 your income was high, you didn't qualify for the stimulus based on 2019 income. 2020 your income went down, you are now below the limit, you can now claim the stimulus through the recovery rebate credit. Okay, on the flip side, if 2020 income was over the limit, praise God, some of us got an increase in 2020, and you are now over the 150,000 or the 112,500 or 75,000. Good news, you don't have to pay it back. Yay! We got a stimulus, we ain't have to pay it back. Yay! If you did not get a stimulus payment at all, just know that you'll be able to claim a credit by completing the recovery rebate credit form. Okay? If you had a baby, sweet little babies, that came in 2020, you did not get your stimulus for that child, you can now claim the difference for that child through the recovery rebate credit. Okay? So, if we had a little darling in 2020, we can still get that stimulus payment. Now, some of us, we're just going to be out of luck. We're not going to get the stimulus payment. And those are the people, dependents, age 17-year-old, we're not getting that. Stimulus that was taken for child support, I'm sorry, you're not going to get that. People who got a divorce and the stimulus payment went to the spouse's account, sorry, it counts as it was paid to you. Get with that ex-spouse. So, if you are applying for the recovery rebate, just a reminder, if you know your spouse owes back child support and you're gonna apply for the recovery rebate credit because you didn't get your stimulus, okay, be sure that you submit an innocent spouse form to prevent your portion of the credit from being taken for child support. Okay, if we do that on the front end, it's gonna delay the processing of your tax return whenever we do an innocent spouse form. So just know that you can get it if your spouse owes back child support. The whole check doesn't have to go to child support. And this applies even when we don't have the rebate credit, okay? If you are expected to get a refund and your spouse owes back child support, then just go ahead and file the innocent spouse form. That way, your portion of your refund is not withheld for child support. See, I gave you that for free, okay? So, that was a lot of information. Is everybody still with me? Some of us missed some of the information. We're going to have to go back and watch the beginning of the live. But now I'm going to shift our focus and I'm going to talk to my self-employed people. Okay? So, self-employed people, I told y'all to join me at 7 o'clock so that we can talk about this money. Okay? So first thing we're going to talk about is PPP. So, first things first, the forgiven portion of PPP is not considered income. Yay, it's not income. When they passed this last act, this second round of stimulus and another round of PPP, they went ahead and said that your expenses that you use PPP money to pay these expenses, you can now write those expenses off on your tax return. Okay, so previously we could not. It was excluded. You could not do it. But the new act that they passed in December allows us, it's retroactive. So it allows you to write off the expenses. So if your bookkeeper or accountant took those expenses out and did not count them, we can go ahead and add them back in. Okay? Now, there is a new round of PPP funding. And so a lot of you missed out on PPP funding last time because you wrote your business in a loss. Now, let me take a minute and be auntie, okay? Because a number of you are getting very bad tax advice. And that advice is this: write off everything you can write off in your business so you don't have to pay taxes. That is bad tax advice. Let me tell you why. Your taxes are made up, when you're self-employed, your taxes are made up of 3 taxes. You have your federal income tax, your Social Security tax, and your Medicare tax. When you write off everything, you are not paying Social Security and Medicare tax. And darling, when you get ready to retire, guess what? You will not have any Social Security or Medicare benefits up because you did not pay any taxes. You wrote off everything.
Message.
Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, you cannot qualify for a home loan if you're always writing your business in a loss. What bank's gonna qualify you for a house? You're not making money in your business. Stop doing that.
Message.
Number 3, you cannot, listen, can you hear me? You cannot access business lines of credit. You cannot access loans because your business is showing that it is not making a profit. And nobody's going to lend you money if they know that you can't pay them back.
Message.
So, if we want to access PPP, we need to not write our business in a loss. Got it? That's simple. All right. So, when we get our taxes done this year, we're going to make sure that our business shows a profit so we can access that second round of PPP and get that money forgiven, and we all happy. All right? All right.
All right.
So, next. Economic injury disaster loan. So far, I have not heard that the grant portion of this is not income. Okay, we will see. The IRS has not issued anything saying that it is not. So right now it's considered other income, and you're likely to receive a 1099 for this grant. So I know not you, but somebody you know, they miraculously came up with a business in 2020 that had 10 employees to get $10,000. It wasn't you though, it's somebody you know, okay? And I just want you to share with them, the people you know, that you're gonna need to have a Schedule C to match with some employee wages.
Message.
Okay. All right. Next. So this is where the money is. All right, I'm sharing this with you. You may or may not have heard about this. And see, we almost finished. This is the coup de grace right here. We ready? So, credits for sick leave and family leave for my self-employed people, okay? I want you to be aware of this credit because it's an easy target for fraud. Yeah, I said it. Fraud, okay? We all know that money is easy to spend and hard to pay back. So I want you to listen very close to me. This credit is for self-employed people filing a Schedule C. All right? This credit has 2 parts. We have the sick leave and we have the family leave. Okay, the COVID sick leave credit portion is worth $5,000 $5,110. Yes, you heard me. $5,110, up to $511 a day for 10 days. So, listen very closely, my self-employed people. If you were unable to perform services because one of the more of the following, okay? You were subject to a federal, state, or local quarantine or isolation order related to COVID-19, okay? Or you were quarantined, you were quarantined by a healthcare provider. You got COVID and you were quarantined, you couldn't work, okay? You experienced symptoms of COVID-19 and you were seeking a medical diagnosis, you could not work, okay? So, please note, if you were able to work from home, you were able to work, so you do not qualify for this credit. Family leave is the second portion of this credit. And if you could not perform services because you had to provide care for a son or daughter under the age of 18, I said son or daughter, not your niece, your nephew, your grandchild, okay? Son or daughter, you were unable to provide services because school or child care was closed, you may be eligible for up to $200 per day for 50 days. If you do the math, that's $10,000. Yeah, 10,000. All right. Now, it is highly unlikely that you will get the entire $15,110 credit. Okay? If your business did not have a profit, you do not qualify for this credit. So we wrote it all in the loss. So what it's going to do, it's going to look at your net profit for the year. It's going to do this calculation. It's going to divide it up. It's going to get your per day wage. Then it's going to multiply it in the 6th session times 10. If you had 10 days, if you were taking care of children at home and could not work, it will multiply it up to 50 days, and that's how you get your credit. Now, some of us go to the maximum refund tax preparer, and they gonna get you that whole credit, okay? That's gonna be a red flag. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I see this in my practice all the time. We do not review our tax return, and we be like, "Ooh, such and such got me 15,000, such and such got me 30,000. How do you folks get these high refunds?" Okay? Look, when you sign off on this, if you see that you got the full credit on this, that is a red flag. Okay, you do not need to file that return. I do not want you to get audited, and I do not want you. I would love for you to come to us for tax resolution, and I can give you that retainer amount. I would love for you to come to that. I don't want you to have to. Okay, make sure you do not take this credit if you do not qualify for this credit, just because we can get up to $15,110. Okay. If you and your spouse have 2 separate scheduled fees, each of you can get this credit. Yeah. So that's $30,220. Okay. You get the picture. Okay. So that is the sick and family leave. That is an additional credit. It's a refundable credit for 2020 taxes. Okay, so we want to make sure now what you could do, because there are people who did get COVID and will legitimately qualify for these credits. Schools did shut down. You did have to come home, be the teacher, the tutor, the cook, and all that kind of stuff. You did have to do that. And some of us were unable to work while we did that, and we were self-employed. Some of us, our restaurants shut down, our beauty salon, our nail salon, all of these things shut down. They shut down the construction site. We couldn't work, all this kind of stuff. Yes, if you're one of my clients, yeah, we'll be talking about getting this credit. We will also stack it with other credits. So say I'm self-employed. if I wasn't able, thankfully, tax office is able to work anywhere. But if I wasn't able to work from home, plus I have this rebate. I got my $300 that I done gave to church. I done gave more than that, but that's what I'm gonna put on the front page. I got a college student, so I'm finna get that American Opportunity Credit, that education credit, $2,000, $2,500. I'm finna stack these credits. So you very easily could have a $10,000 refund when you put all of these credits together, if you qualify for them, okay? So, woo! That 30 minutes went by so quick. I went through a whole lot of information, and I really could talk about taxes all day long, okay? But I don't think you'll stay for that, okay? So, just FYI, our firm is Alexandria Lewis Tax Solutions. We are in Memphis, Tennessee. We specialize in tax prep, tax debt relief. If you owe the IRS, I am an enrolled agent. I can handle all tax matters. I can represent you in front of the IRS. Not everybody can do that. That is preparing taxes. That just means that if you get in trouble, you have an advocate. There are a number of provisions that they have put in place due to COVID. If you owe the IRS right now, it is a good time to get in and get some relief, okay? Because they got a number of, they've relaxed a lot of things, get installment agreements, offers and compromise. Just know we gonna pay for them offers and compromises, okay? That costs a little change, but get it done now. We don't want, they're gonna ramp up. They gave out a lot of money, so they're gonna be looking to see how they can recoup some. So let's just get on the front end of that. If you need help with tax debt, we can do it. We're your local, not pennies on the dollar. Don't be believing them 800 commercials that be on TV. And we also offer business support. So business support services include bookkeeping, payroll, and tax prep is included when you are if you have a subscription to us, a monthly subscription, then you do qualify for your tax prep, and everything is already included for the year. You're just paying your monthly subscription. So we really do specialize in small business. So this year we will be offering in-person and virtual tax prep. We have a secure portal to help us get your documents in. If you want virtual tax prep, we will not be accepting anything via email. IRS actually, it's against their rules for us to receive your personal information via email because it is not secure. And so we actually can get audited for things like that. So we want to make sure that if you want a virtual tax appointment, let us know so we can get you set up in the portal and get your things over to us. You can learn more about us on our Facebook page and on our webpage, altstaxes.com. You can reach us at 901-414-1751. We would love to have you as a client. Even if you do not select Alexandria Lewis Tax Solutions as your professional tax preparers this year, we do ask that you support your local privately owned small businesses. It helps your local economy when you support private owned businesses, okay? We look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I hope you have a good night. Mwah. Thanks.
Memphis, Tennessee to Mississippi, then Alabama. Then me cross the border and me end up in Atlanta. From me left Georgia, me I end up in a Florida border and hit the seas, hello West Indies. I still from them places, me never did see another girl that I style up the place like she. You know, look that she provoke your peripheral attention. Been took, yeah, the girl's a pretty criminal. And when she get